You know what's happening, guys, is Friday the 11th, and what a hell of a day we got yesterday. Completely punched in the gut, not even ready for what we saw was going to happen. So what you had here is some more comments from the Fed, right? We got Jim Bullard out there, one of the chairmans. I think of St. Louis, if I remember correctly. It's going off the top of my head. You think I'd have those notes in front of me, but well, we can find that pretty easily, right? We can Google that. Jim Bullard. He made some comments saying that he wanted to see 100 basis points of basically wanted to raise rates by 100 basis points by July. And that right there, that movement completely freaked out the market, right? So, and when you're thinking about that and then wanting to fight inflation, and that's really the point of it, going after inflation in a big way. If they fought inflation to that extent, it should help bonds, right? It would, because inflation is the enemy of bonds. That's where I keep telling you guys, take advantage of inflation, lock in your costs for 30 years because you're paying it back with a diminishing instrument like the US dollar. Those who are buying bonds, buy a mortgage-backed security in the situation where they buy one for you to borrow, right? They're investing in you, the investor, and they're getting, say, 3.5% return, but inflation 7.5%, they're losing money, and they know that, right? So the Fed wanting to fight inflation is a good thing, but not when they're attacking it so hard, right? That hard attack, or at least enough to scare the market, their belief that is exactly what they're going to do, that is going to be the Fed divesting of what they have, therefore dumping a lot more in the market. That right there is going to have a massive impact on everything, so that people were getting out of their position. So let's see how badly this worked, right? Let's see what happened as a result of that. Taking a look at the charts here, this is what that punch in the gut ended up being. So we started here yesterday, we dropped all the way down here. That is significant. Look, we've seen some bad days back here, right? These are some really rough days while I was out of town in Alaska, and I commented on these days, how bad these days are. Look at that, that's 3 times that. It's insanity what happened yesterday. So what was the result of that? What ended up happening here? So let me just take a look and show you what ended up happening with respect to that. I've got to find the right page. This is something that you guys all got to be really, really aware of. So look here, this is up on the CNBC website. I don't go to CNBC for anything, right? But they're claiming mortgage rates for the primary home buyer. This is not, they don't care about you investors. You guys are a small segment of the market. They're talking about primary mortgages over 4% today. It wasn't long ago where we were offering somewhere 2.5, right? That's a 1.5 difference from where it was. So what if that's what's happening for the primary home buyer, go find this, right? Then CMCBC video, mortgage rates hit 4.02%. Look for that on there. So screenshot this if you have to, type that in. And you can see Diane Olick talking about this whole thing. These guys going back and forth about it. So we know from any time you've ever looked in the market, a loan for an investor is a 1 to 1.5 higher, right? We're hitting 4%. For primary home buyers, right? So what does that mean for you, the investor? Guys, 5% is here. It's here, right? There's going to be some people claiming otherwise, right? And they may have some money they held over in some blocks or something. I have no clue. But if we've got that from CNBC nationally, right? This is just, they're giving us the breakdown on this stuff. This is where we're sitting, guys. Start getting ready for higher interest rates and stop and don't get scared. Let the rest of the world get scared. Let the other lenders out there scare people away and freak them out that we're always talking about price and price and price. And that's all they ever talk about is price. Remember where you sit. Remember, we've got some people done some stupid crap when it comes to the economy that's forced us into this extreme inflation. Because of that, it's the highest inflation we've seen since 1982. We're over 7.5% in the CPI, right? Go back to, in fact, let's go to the charts right here with respect to, let me see here. We're going to shadow stats. Look at this, right? Over 15, we're sitting 16%-ish right now, right? 16%. Look at this, 7-ish, 7.5 to 8 is what they're claiming here. So guys, I don't know what else to say. Just know where you stand your ground. Get those deals, find those deals, rent raises. Look at the first 2 years of being able to raise rents. I'm seeing markets right now, 8% on the average out there as far as being able to raise rents. So let's shift gears real quick here. Next month, March 10th, I'm going to be here with my buddy Tim Ballard and Yeonmi Park. If you have not seen or listened to Yeonmi Parks, and then let me show you how to spell this. It's got to be on here somewhere. Actually, I'm not seeing it. Huh, interesting. They don't have her name is spelled on here. Yoenmi is how she spells that, Park. Look up the episode she did with Joe Rogan and listen to what she says. She escaped North Korea, what she went through in North Korea, understanding how they are in North Korea. And then she moved over into it, was able to work her way across the border into China, was forced into the sex trade in China. And from there worked her way to South Korea and then over to the United States. And what they're talking about here is the fear that she has because of what we're experiencing here in the US, that, we're tiptoeing down the path of where North Korea was many years ago, right? So we need to acknowledge what we have, acknowledge what we should be doing with that, and awake to the situation that we're in right now. Awaken ourselves to the situation we're in. And this is what this is all about. I'm going to be there with them at every date. I'll be there. We're going to be sponsoring that as Security National Mortgage Company. So we're starting in Miami, right? And we go to Salt Lake, Chicago, Dallas, Los Angeles, and finally ending in Phoenix, where we're going to be doing that here in my local, call it hometown. Really, it's not really my hometown. It's not where I was born, but that's where I live now, is the Phoenix area. So just put that down. If it's coming to an area near you, jump onto this, endofslaverytour.com, right? And I'll see you guys out there. You got to find me there or let me know you're going to be there. And I'll set up some time to try and meet you directly if possible. But we're going to go raise hell about what's going on. Our world is falling apart and we need everybody to step up and recognize what's going on and say, we're not taking this crap any longer, guys. We need to end some of these things. We got to end these evil practices and get back to God, is bottom line. Whichever one that you worship, or if you do it all, right? We got to become a better people. So points today, right? You got to go, don't get afraid of what's going on in the market. Just know you stand in a better place because of your understanding of the market and your understanding of what inflation does for you, the real estate investor. See what's going on as far as rates. Don't get completely freaked out about that and know that they're moving up, and don't let that scare you. And then, know who you are, know where you stand, know what you have available to you, and let's use that to the benefit of other people that are definitely being used for some really evil purposes. Appreciate you guys. I will talk to you guys on Tuesday.